So, und damit moin Leute und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Runde Genshin Impact. In der letzten Folge haben wir beziehungsweise haben wir Ororon endlich gefunden. Und heute wollen wir dann das wichtige Treffen mit El Capitano machen. Beziehungsweise Il Capitano, nicht El Capitano. Der hat ja ein Treffen mit uns, oder beziehungsweise wollte er ein Treffen mit uns organisieren. Da bin ich ja jetzt mal gespannt, was da so rauskommt. Ich meine, man trifft sich ja nicht jeden Tag mit dem ersten der Fatui Harbinger. Wie heißen die auf Deutsch? 11 der Fatui, glaube ich. Einfach nur. Ja, Harbinger klingt irgendwie, ja. Klingt irgendwie ein bisschen epischer, deswegen bleiben wir einfach dabei. Mit Zukunft drüber reden. So, wo ist... Ja, das sieht auf jeden Fall nach so einer kleinen Höhle von Ororon aus.
Weird. Paimon doesn't see anyone. Oh, please don't let this be a trap.
I mean, ist das nicht so oder so irgendwie eine Falle? Ah, guck mal, da ist er ja.
What was that?
Damn, das hat der Mann auch nicht
Nice to see you
verdient.
again.
It's you. You shouldn't pop up from behind people like that.
I'm terribly sorry. It's just a force of habit.
And what's with you apologizing all the time? You sound so polite and honest, but you're actually doing shady stuff behind people's backs.
You're right. Granny tells me that too. Huh. Come to think of it, you remind me of her. Sometimes you two sound really similar, you know.
Oh,
So you're gonna call Paimon Granny too now?
Well, I could.
Nein. Oh, kommen wir einfach zur Sache. Das ist eine gute Idee. Wo kommt jetzt hier Capitano? Oder wird sich jetzt hier einfach orientiert nach...
It's all clear. Over to you.
Excellent. The fact that you showed up proves that I was right about your character.
Junge. Aber wenn... ich muss nur sagen, der hat Aura.
Yet, there's been a lot of talk about you. Child told me that you're passionate about the unknown and willing to take risks. Rather than facing you as an enemy, I would much prefer to bring you to my side. If we allow the current state of things to continue, we will inevitably clash. And that's a scenario that I'd very much like to avoid.
Also, ich habe irgendwie das Gefühl... irgendwie... dass der so ein bisschen, der würde so mich nehmen und dann würde er den Boden ein bisschen mit mir schrubben. Naja.
I've long heard of your exploits across the nations. Though you have crossed swords with my colleagues many times, I know that you are by no means an unreasonable person. And once you've learned the truth that the Pyro Archon Mavuika would never willingly share with you, you may just find it in your heart to consider my proposal.
Da
We
bin
assume
ich
you've
jetzt mal
already been
gespannt.
informed of the Pyro Archon's plan. In order to defeat the Abyss and save Natlan, she still needs 2 more heroes to appear.
Wait, how did you know that?
Oh.
Never mind. Guess that's not important now.
Richtig, ich meine, immerhin sind nicht
I've
wir,
long
die
kept a close
vertraulichen
eye on her
Informationen ausplaudern.
plan. To be frank, it's an exceedingly risky plan. Will the heroes really appear? And even if they come to her, will their power be enough to drive the Abyss back? If any part of the plan goes awry, all of Natlan, even all of Tevat, will pay for her mistakes. Now, you may have been led to believe that this is the only plan available to her. But what if I told you she's had another emergency plan all along, the details of which she has chosen to keep hidden from you?
Wäre irgendwie
emergency
schlecht,
plan?
wenn nicht, oder?
Yes. A way to keep Natlan intact, even if her original plan fails. But given the painful cost of its execution, she has chosen to keep it as a mere backup plan. Whether this stems from hesitation, fear, or even naivete, I cannot say. But Natlan cannot afford to wait until she comes to her senses.
Ja, dann erzähl mal,
My
was
fear is
dieser
that given the
Notfallplan
enormity of the
beinhaltet.
decision, she will be reluctant to confront the dire reality we face until it is too late. There will be no time left to execute the backup plan. and all of Natlan will be lost to the abyss. We have to make the decision for her, here and now.
Ja, das ist... Ich höre immer noch keine... Ich habe jetzt immer noch keine Details gehört.
For all this. Just telling us a bunch of scary stuff isn't enough, you know.
Paimon,
Besides, wasn't it you who tried to seize the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa plan?
I knew you to be clever enough to see.
Ja, wahrscheinlich
That's right.
irgendwie was zu...
I did not seek the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa. Since I was defeated in battle, I must put to rest my thoughts about the Gnosis. But even so, my desire to save
Weiß ich
Natlan
jetzt nicht.
remains
Klingt irgendwie nicht ganz so
And now,
realistisch.
I have found a new way to solve the crisis. We can implement it immediately if we reach an agreement.
Someone's here.
Huh? The captain disappeared!
Something is rapidly approaching. Oh no.
Lass mich raten.
Something!
Es ist Citlali.
Bad news, chump! It's your granny!
Citlali? When did you get here?
Warte mal, jetzt sind wir ja genauso
I
so
knew
schuld.
something was amiss after we were separated. Hidden ceremonial tools, an unconscious traveler. I must say, I'm very curious about what you're up to. How dare you go behind our backs like this, Auroron? Colluding with the Fatui? Really?
Also bisher hat mich das tatsächlich auch gar nicht so überzeugt, was
here
Capitano
we go
gesagt hat.
again. Cat got your tongue, huh? You really think you can avoid a scolding just by staying quiet?
I'm not trying to avoid anything.
Oh!
Oh,
you're
er hat
talking
einfach
back.
direkt wieder seine Stimmlage
Well, go
geändert.
on then. Explain yourself. What the heck are you up to?
I'm sorry, Granny. I feel so guilty.
Das ist so gelogen.
You! That's it! Where are my tools? I swear if I don't teach you a lesson right here and now, I'll...
Hallo, ich bin auch noch da.
Please calm down. We still learned a lot of info, didn't we? Like the fact that the captain isn't trying to seize the Gnosis anymore. So maybe just save the scolding for later, okay?
Ja, mach das bitte. Mach das
Listen
bitte unter
well,
4 Augen.
Auroron. You're only getting out of this now because of the Traveler's plea. This isn't over. You hear me? You're right, Traveler. Let's go. We can discuss this more back in the city. You two keep an eye on Auroron for me, okay?
Ist er jetzt technisch gesehen ein Fatui? Was haben wir denn hier? Bekommen ein General in seinem Labyrinth. Ah. Jetzt zurück zur Arena. Die Arena ist aber nicht hier. Die fängt eigentlich nicht hier an, aber egal. Reden wir jetzt wahrscheinlich noch mal ein bisschen mit Auroron. Ja, irgendwie das Gefühl.
In all my years, I've never had a child cause me so much grief. Do you seriously not see what's at stake here? You've got a head on your shoulders, Auroron. Use it! Why did you help the captain? And I want the truth this time. No answer? Think you're being smart? Then let me ask a different question. What does the captain want? What is his purpose in Natlan?
I mean, wie gesagt, ist an sich eine valide Frage.
Really? You're just going to stonewall me? Just use your brain for a second. What do you possibly stand to gain by helping the captain? Only endless trouble awaits you and everyone in the tribe. You've always been a good kid. Why would you throw that all away now? If you're worried about something, just talk to me. Granny would much rather we had a conversation instead of constantly clashing like this.
Why is he staring at us all of a sudden?
So,
I'm sorry.
was
that
soll
you
ich
have
denn
to
jetzt
hear all
sagen?
this.
Naja, schon
Indeed.
cringe, muss man
It's
schon
like going to
zugeben.
visit a friend at his house, only to suddenly hear your friend berating a naughty Saurian.
Well, that's an oddly specific analogy. Wait, did one of your friends really do that?
Yes. And every time my friend scolded his Saurians, they would look at me the same way you're looking at me now. Helpless and embarrassed.
Wait, but you're the one getting your head chewed off. Stop making this about us!
Indeed,
schon
you've
irgendwie.
got a point. Then please just hang in there for a little while longer. Granny should be done with her scolding session soon.
Hört ihr überhaupt nicht zu?
Oh? You dare gossip between yourselves instead of listening to me?
Sorry, Granny.
Jetzt hat ja, toll, wir haben die
Sorry,
Schimpftirade
Granny.
verlängert.
Sorry, Granny. You know what? Fine. I'm perfectly aware that everything I say goes in one ear and out the other. You're all grown up now, so why would you listen to an old hag like me?
Oh,
You say all the
Mann.
right things, but then you
Sie hat
go
jetzt wirklich
completely
alle
ignore me.
Müttersprüche
Well,
rausgeholt, die man da
That's how
hätte
you're going to
rausholen
treat
können.
me. You can stop sending
Also sie haben dich
Eva over to
tatsächlich
my
recht gut
place to deliver your stupid
getroffen.
vegetables. I don't need anything from you.
Who's Aoife? A delivery person?
That's irrelevant. The point is, he hangs out with this kid, so he must be no good. You kids get to a certain age and suddenly act like you know it all. There's nothing I can say to get through to you. Auroron, if you're still thinking about that so-called duty, then please, just forget about it. The ley lines did not fall to this state because of you. And we've long closed the book on that incident.
Seems they've started talking about some kind of tribal history. I'm starting to get lost.
Mann, ey, das fühlt sich
That's not
wirklich
it,
so
Granny.
an, als würde man bei einem Kollegen das erste Mal zu Besuch gehen und und die Mutter, die
know you tend to get
haut
down on
wirklich
yourself when you're
konstant
upset,
drauf
but I can tell I really hurt you
aufs
this
Kind
time.
ein.
All I can say is I'm sorry.
His voice. Auroron! Where have you gone?
It sounds like he's somewhere super far away, but...
Oh
isn't
lol,
he
ich dachte,
right
das
here in
wäre
front of us?
mein Headset
really
wieder
sorry.
gewesen.
It's up to all of us to do everything we can to save Natlan.
Get back here this instant! Auroron! What is this? Powder from plant spores? Is that the trick he used?
What just happened? How was he able to suddenly get so far away like that?
It's a trick of his. If you grind spores into a powder and spray it in the air, it can be manipulated to create an illusion. He pulled it off flawlessly. He must have put a lot of time into perfecting it. Don't tell me that's how he's been hunting in the fields these days. Oh, couldn't he have picked up something more useful? Little brat.
Man.
That's it. The next time we meet, I'm definitely going to break his legs.
Yo!
Whoa, that's a little extreme. But
Was zum Fick?
still, why does he feel like he needs to run from us? If his goal is also to protect Natlan, then can't
His
we work
goals are
together?
beyond our understanding.
I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation with them earlier. But even if you'd been able to hear them out, there's no guarantee. Auroron probably did everything he could to get away because he knew I'd get the truth out of him sooner or later.
Naja, und wir werden das wohl oder übel irgendwann herausfinden.
We've got quite a long walk back to the city. Let's take our time. It'll give me a moment to figure out how to explain all this.
Okay. Können wir eigentlich auf diesem komischen
Into the
Tuch
wind.
da drauf? Und auf dem Tuch laufen. Lass mich auf dem Tuch laufen. Hehe. Oh. Warte, er ist ein
The
ziemlich...
wind knows me.
Ich dachte, das geht irgendwie durch. Naja. Egal. Nicht so wild. fliegen, bevor es Scaramouche gegeben hat.
Do you two have some time? Feeling hungry? How about we get something to eat?
Oh, right. It's been a while since we last
Da bin ich
ate.
doch direkt
Now that we
dabei.
can relax, Paimon just...
Then let's go. We can find somewhere to sit down and talk. Food and drinks are on me.
Wieso? Ich will eigentlich nicht bezahlen.
How did this become Paimon'sville? Citlali looks quite down on herself.
Und deswegen müssen wir jetzt bezahlen?
Alright. It's on
Totally not the
Paimon
thing
this
I would
time,
do.
so you can just sit back and enjoy, Citlali. Paimon will take care of it.
Hey, come on now. You won't even let me take you out for some food and...
Are you sure? We can save you some more.
Aber ich fühle mich nicht so, als könnten wir so viel
More is the least of
ausgeben.
my concerns. Besides, we're definitely due a meal after all the time we've spent together. Let me get this one.
Sure, that's fine with us, but Paimon doesn't want you to be sad, Citlali.
Don't worry. I'm sure a juicy grilled steak will work wonders.
Ja, hat sie wohl recht. Ich wusste gar nicht, dass es hier eine Taverne gibt. Naja. Ororon ist schon lustig. Dagegen kann ich nichts sagen. Schon funny, der Dude.
Into the wind.
So, dann schauen wir mal, was wir hier so zu snuggeln bekommen. Jetzt Essenssaft in der Flasche und... Oh, Flasche um Flasche Wein? Oh, man. Ah, das ist das Alkoholiker-Ding.
What are you looking at?
Do you see two people standing by the door? They look like spitting images of each other. Are they twins?
God damn it! Ah.
Paimon only sees one person there.
Huh? How could that be? I guess my mind isn't as sharp as it used to be. Give me another bottle, boss!
Do you think she's drunk?
Oh man, das ist... Oh, alright. Haben wir jetzt ernsthaft eine Szene eingebaut, wo sie einfach betrunken ist? Ah, that's crazy. Das ist schon crazy
There
irgendwie.
you go, miss. Oh my, it's not every day you get to see Granny Itzley here with some friends. Not to mention ones who've made a huge name for themselves recently.
Oh, so you've heard of us?
Könnt ihr ihr vielleicht nichts mehr
Of course
geben?
I have. Aren't you the ones who saved Kachina and brought her
Obwohl
back?
das schon sehr lecker
No
aussieht,
wonder you hit it
dieser
off with Granny
Frapp oder was das
Citlali.
sein soll.
She wouldn't spend time with just anybody, you know.
Wait, so you call her Granny too?
Well, given our ages, it'd
Ich
probably be
wünschte
more
wirklich,
accurate for me
man
to call
würde
her my
mit
great
offenen
grand.
Karten spielen, was die Alter angeht.
She's one.
Huh? Gossiping about me right in front of my face now, are you, Chonka?
Oh, please, Granny. I wouldn't dare. I'm just beyond happy to see you bring over some new friends. After all, any friends of our regulars are sure to be great.
Hallo, was
customers
ist denn
too.
das jetzt
Alright,
hier?
that's enough.
Tiefsitzender
Go on
Kapitalismus.
now. I'm sure the other customers would like to talk to you as well. There's no need to keep staring at me.
Well then, you have my thanks.
Junge! Was für? Das ist definitiv betrunken.
Citlali?
Who's that? You
Das
got
ist
some gall calling me by my first name.
definitiv betrunken.
Let me guess. You want to test your skills against Granny Eatsley, don't ya?
Are you still with us, Citlali? You're kinda talking to no one.
You chumps come around here, picking fights with me? Well, you know what happens next. You lose, and then run off home to tell everyone about how I'm this big scary bully. It's always the same story.
Was
You
zum
brats
Fick?
start it, I finish it, and then I end up with the reputation of being some kind of terrible monster among the shamans. I mean, come on. Monster? Me? Really? What did I do to deserve that?
Granny Citlali, you're not a monster at all.
Exactly! And while we're at it, I'm not some lazy slacker either. Between meditation, advising the chief, and speaking with the Wyab, I actually have a pretty packed schedule, you know. Oh yeah.
Oh
And
man, ich
I
glaube, wir
have to
sollten sie
mentor all the
tatsächlich
new
einfach
kids.
wegbringen. Gegen
Hey,
ihren Willen.
new kid. Yeah, you.
Warum bin ich jetzt das neue Kind?
Don't play dumb. Didn't I teach you how to find phlogiston? You see? I know my stuff. I'm a good teacher. You tell him.
Dankeschön.
That's more like it. About dang time someone showed me a little respect. Yeah, Granny's a hard worker, all right. You can always rely on old Granny.
Did
Ich
she
glaube, wir
just fall
sollten.
asleep with her eyes open?
Ich glaube, wir
Behind
sollten
this
sie wirklich
pitch black
wegbringen.
curtain, a chapter of hatred reveals itself. Behind the smoke, the lingering smoke.
Labert mehr Mist als
she's
Fische
meditating
aus
again. She
Mondstadt.
does this whenever she's had a few too many drinks. Her mind's actually racing at this point. It's quite the opposite of sleep.
Is this another specialty of the Masters of the Nightwind?
No, I'd say it's an ability that's unique to Citlali herself. While she can easily pick up everyone else's skills and tricks, few have been able to master hers.
Warning, warning. Red, red, the color of danger, has now arisen within that pair of eyes. Huh?
Vielleicht ist sie jetzt wieder normal.
Traveler? Paimon?
What's wrong?
I'm gonna hurl.
Hang on, just keep it in.
Phew.
Können wir,
Okay,
sollten wir
it's
sie nicht
passed.
vielleicht doch
You
wegbringen?
had Paimon worried. Paimon really thought you were about to barf all over the table just now.
Das wäre uncool.
How embarrassing. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. That's never happened before, I swear. I've never thrown up, not once.
Das interessiert mich tatsächlich nicht.
Are you feeling okay? Wanna take a quick walk and get some fresh air?
Man.
There's so much that I want to say, but I can't.
Why not? Of course you can. Just say whatever's on your mind.
Please, Paimon, it's not as simple as you think. We've only known each other for a few days, right? What would you think of me if I were to start dumping all of my complaints on you after we've only just met?
Oh, Paimon gets it. You're hoping that we wouldn't think less of you no matter what you're about to say.
No, that wasn't my point at all! Seriously, don't you youngsters know anything about shame? I'm talking about shame! I've lived all these years and still can't get rid of it! Surely, you know the feeling too?
Actually, about that.
Huh? Tell me what?
Yeah, this is as good a time as any.
Oh je. Ah, sorry, ich musste mal ganz kurz niesen, deswegen war ich kurz gemutet. Oje, oje. Ich glaube, die ist nicht mehr in der Lage, um alles so zu verstehen.
You heard.
It's okay, Citlali. You had every right to complain about those things.
I can't take it anymore! Why do these things happen to me? Hearing me
Man, sie
mumble
tut mir
under
schon
my
ein
breath
bisschen
is one
leid.
thing, but hearing what I mumble in my own head? That's too much. It's just like when you're rolling on the floor in your pajamas, but you forget to lock the door, and someone bursts in to deliver cabbages and sees the whole thing.
So that, happens to you a lot.
It happens to people in general, okay? Doesn't matter if you're 200 years old or 1,000 years old. Everyone rolls around in their pajamas sometimes. I was just picking something generic.
Oh Mann. Aber ich glaube, wir gehen auch einfach sehr schlecht mit der
Take a
Situation
walk with
um.
me.
So sollte man nicht mit einer betrunkenen Person umgehen.
Looks like she's completely given up. Like those criminals who just confess everything and accept their fate.
Okay, crazy. Gehen wir mal mit ihr zum irgendeinen Ort. Wo ist der? Hier. Da, okay. Wahrscheinlich verändert sich jetzt der Ort nochmal.
Time to go.
Wo komme ich hier raus? Hier wohl nicht. Ah, hier. Ist immer so verwirrend, wenn man hier im Boot drin ist. Ja, schön, die selbsttürenden öffnen. Selbst öffnenden Türen.
Well,
No.
great view, right? I love coming here by myself.
Pass auf, wir sollten aufpassen, dass sie nicht runterfällt.
Beautiful.
You're making.
Oh no. What do we do? Please don't cry.
I was an expression, okay? A figure of speech. I'm just. And let's just have a casual conversation. It's easiest that way.
Really? You don't seem like the kind of person who keeps things casual.
Well, I guess I used to be more of a stickler for the rules. And you're right, I don't usually open up to the people of my tribe like this. I'm just an eccentric old hag to them. That story's been passed down so long.
I mean,
might as well be
literally, sie ist ja
You're just a
auch.
regular person.
Ach Mann.
The kids of my tribe would have a heart attack if they heard you say that. Granny?
Well, you are powerful. Are they afraid of you?
Some are. Others are mad I always come out on top. A few decades like that, and people stop knowing how to deal with you. What about you? Are you scared of me?
We don't find you scary at all.
Nee. Also,
That's because you're not from
angsteinflößend.
my tribe. You don't know how many delusions of grandeur I've destroyed just by existing. I make people realize that no matter how
Ich meine,
hard
sie leidet sehr
they'll
klar,
never-
aber auch
oh,
an einer
not to
sehr, sehr
brag or
großen
anything.
Opferrolle. Das muss man leider auch
Juan
sagen.
has full faith in your abilities, and Aurora.
Yes, but Mavuika
Kriegt
already
mein
told you about
Kollege
her
kriegt gleich
plan.
wieder eine dicke Memo.
And you've given Aurorans
Bin ich mal
not
gespannt.
like other people. As I mentioned, the reason being, his soul is incomplete. The Masters of the Nightwind view this as a bad omen, capable of bringing about illness and misfortune.
Und
No
das-
one
was
knows who
heißt
his
das?
parents were. He was just left on a rock in the wilderness. It's a miracle he wasn't devoured by some wild beast.
Damn.
The Masters of the Nightwind believe they can see human souls. And in Auroran's incomplete soul, they saw a possibility for Natlan. A possibility to turn Auroran into a vessel for lost souls.
Das hört sich aber
The
auch nicht gut
ceremony would
an.
allow lost souls to gather within him. Auroron would then be sent to the Night Kingdom to return the souls to their rightful place, strengthening the ley lines and completing the ceremony.
Das hört sich nicht so nett an.
Now, you see the problem. When damage occurs to the Night Kingdom, the souls held within disperse and remain adrift, unable to find a way back to the ley lines. This loss of souls damages the Night Kingdom even further. The ceremony can send back countless souls at once, which would benefit the Night Kingdom and the souls themselves. Of course, the vessel, Auroron, would be sacrificed in the process.
Ja, da verstehe ich auf jeden Fall,
I wasn't
warum
surprised the chief at the time came up with the plan. The ley lines were already in a terrible state.
warum das nicht so die
As
geile
when
Idee
the
ist.
chief
Also
asked for my
für
opinion,
sie
I
Citlali.
didn't give my approval, but I didn't object either. So they pathetic, isn't it? By not objecting, I basically gave them the go-ahead. Maybe they didn't have my explicit approval. But
Oh, damn.
Of course, in my tribe, death is rarely something to fear. But what kind of message would we be sending by sentencing a newborn to death? By using a human life as a tool?
Oh,
It's not
damn,
right.
das ist wirklich assi.
So, when I learned the ceremony had failed, I was ashamed by my inaction, and absolutely relieved by the result. The plan was never a secret. Or, I guess I should say, everyone thought he would be happy he survived. And he never really said anything to the contrary. But just as I was about to put all of it behind me, he asks this question. Would Natlan have been saved if the ceremony succeeded?
Wahrscheinlich nicht.
But it's not his fault.
He knows that, but he still feels guilty. Auroron has a strong ability to perceive souls, more than any of us. He understands just how dire the situation with ley lines has become. Maybe
Man, wenn die
he
Aufnahme
chose to
nur
work
gut
with
wäre
the
von ihrer
Citali.
Stimme. Das wäre so schön.
Traveler, didn't the captain say he found a way to solve the crisis? Maybe that's what brought Auroron into this. Anyway, we can't
Man, jetzt
just
tut er
let
mir ja
things go
wirklich
on
leid.
like this. We have to convince him to come back. You don't look so good, Citlali. Maybe you should head back and get some sleep.
Probably drank too much. It's okay. The fresh air is doing me good. Okay. Forget that. I need to go home.
Ja, besser, wenn wir sie nach Hause bringen.
You've helped me so much already. How do I even begin to thank you?
Hey, we're friends, aren't we? Besides, you already said you owe us a favor, so you don't need to worry about us.
Good point. Well, I'll go home and get some sleep. We can figure out our next move in the morning. Friends.
Ich dachte,
I like the sound of that.
Oh mein Gott, wo ist meine Maus schon wieder? Ich dachte, die Feststellung hätten wir schon gehabt.
Auroron's probably back
Jetzt
at the
bringen wir sie doch
captain,
nicht nach
don't you
Hause.
think?
Naja.
What about the backup plan? Yeah, you're right. But she's probably asleep. We can find her first thing.
Wir wollten nur wieder, dass ich die scheiß Uhren-Funktion benutze. Ja, ja. So, gucken wir mal, was wir für Erfolg bekommen haben. Was sucht er denn? Gut, Leute, das war doch jetzt zum Schluss dann doch nochmal ein bisschen deeper. Oh. Als das Gespräch in der Bar. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet trotzdem entsprechenderweise Spaß. Und ich würde sagen, das bedeutet, wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. Bis dahin und ciao, ciao.